Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I've got this cute little sending love note card, and I'm making a bunch of these to actually mail out, and thought I'll turn on the camera real quick and do a video. And this is a cute little card. All right, the supplies you need from Stampin' Up! To complete this card include the Birds of a Feather stamp set. We're featuring this one pretty strong in this card. The Sending Love greeting and this little chicken with the heart. Both come from this Birds of a Feather set. I'm going to use my Stitched All Around set for a little bit of background stamping. We're going to grab this border out of Stitched All Around. I've grabbed my Be Mine Stitched framelits dies. I already did this. I got this large kind of primitive stitched heart, and I cut that from real red cardstock ahead of time. So it yields this beautiful cutout. What a great background piece, right? All right, so that's from Be Mine Stitched Dies. My focal image is going to go on some layered squares here. So I have the layering squares dies. I've got a square cut from Very Vanilla, and this one is, let's see here. This is Very Vanilla 2 1/8 inch square, and that was cut with the layering squares framelits. And then its coordinating scallop was cut from Coastal Cabana. The sample that I have here, I used the 2 1/8 inch stitched square from the Stitched Shapes dies. So either of those 2 1/8 inch squares will work. You can use your new paper trimmer too if you want. 2 1/8 inch and then the coordinated scallop. My Designer Series paper is from the brand new Tall Tidings Designer Series paper. I love this Designer Series paper. It's going to be great for the holidays, but I think it's going to have some really good general uses with these stripes and gingham check. So this is 2 by 4 inches, and this one is 1.5 by 3.5 inches. And then my card base is Pool Party, and it's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. My ink for this project is Coastal Cabana Stampin' Pad, and then my Memento Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to color with some Stampin' Blends. I have my Crumb Cake combo, Mango Melody combo, Real Red combo, Pool Party combo, and a color lifter. All right, let's get started here. Do a little stamping. Let me grab the Stampin' Pads. Oh, somewhere in my adventures here, I lost that I have a 1 inch Very Vanilla circle. Ah, there it is. Very Vanilla circle, 1 inch. All right, I'm going to ink up this line, this decorative line from my Stitched All Around stamp set in Coastal Cabana, and we're gonna stamp it on Pool Party. So we're gonna get a little bit of a tone on tone, but it's gonna have a little higher contrast than stamping in Pool Party. It's gonna bring that Coastal Cabana scallop and balance out that little scrap of Coastal Cabana. I think it brightened everything up a little bit. You could use Pool Party on Pool Party on Pool Party if you'd like. All right, we're gonna stamp it about 1/2 inch up from the bottom of the card, and pretty well centered. Let's see if we can get this level so it doesn't go uphill or downhill. I'm not sure about this. That's the hard part. All right, leave it there and let the ink transfer. We want a nice solid image. Not too bad, not too bad at all. All right, then on our 1 inch vanilla circle, we're gonna Sending Love. A little bit low of center because we're going to make it a tag. And our fancy little chicken here. Let's ink this guy up in Tuxedo Black and stamp on our square here. Gotta watch chicken's feet. Make sure that they're not uphill or downhill. Chicken's kind of leaning back a little bit, but if his feet aren't like on level ground, it'll look funny. So line this up by the feet. Haha, so cute. All right, let's clear away the ink pads and do some coloring. All right, get my sample in here so you can see what we're doing. I'm going to start with my crumb cake. I'm going to take the light crumb cake and color in the chicken's body. All right, so chicken's body is all colored in. Then I'm going to go back with my dark crumb cake and kind of where the artist has indicated here, I'm just going to dot in some little shadows. Chickens are feathery, and we're going to get a little bit of texture by just using dots. And do a little bit up around the neck here, and then down the front, a little bit on the feathery hands, gripping that heart. There we go. And they're gonna just, the little dots will kind of melt into the light crumb cake that's underneath. Then go back with the light crumb cake and just add more dots to blend them in. And it'll give us a little speckly texture on the chicken. All right, when you're satisfied with that, you can always go back and do a few more dots if you need to, but you can let it dry a bit and see how the texture is coming up. Then next I'm going to take my real red, the light real red, and I'm gonna fill in a little crown here and a little wobble. And then a little bit of shadows. There we go, looking pretty good. The same with the heart. I'm gonna go in with the light real red. Do a really light coat of the light real red and then just shadow with the darker one. Feet and beak are light mango melody. Just a touch. And then inside the beak, I'm gonna do some dark mango melody. My last touch here, I'm gonna take Pool Party, the light one, and just shadow down the left side of chicken's head here, kind of down along the bottom, and then do an even thinner, shorter line on the right. And then we'll blend that back to the vanilla. We're just making kind of a shadow. Doesn't look like we forgot to color chicken's head. Looks like chicken's head is white when we add that little shadow in. All right, there's our chicken. Stamping's done. Let's assemble this card. All right, let's start with our card base here in our designer series paper. We're gonna snail our designer series paper to the card base. We're just gonna layer these. This one goes just a bit left of center and about 1/2 inch from the fold. And we'll come in with our shorter piece and we'll center the shorter stripe design right on the longer gingham design. Now the heart die cut. Get some snail there too. It's going to go on kind of a jaunty little angle, and it's going to pass the borders of the designer series paper at the 3 points here. Now let's get our awesome chicken. We'll snail it to the Coastal Cabana scallop, and then we'll snail it to the card. This one's going to get framed by the heart on the designer series paper, and because of the stripe pattern and the gingham pattern, got to watch that everything's level. Sending love, let's make that into a tag. I've got a 1/8 inch hole punch here. Just add a little hole to tie some linen thread. You got a cute little bow. Let's trim off the excess, cut it away from the spool here. And last I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm just gonna cut one in half. And what I'm gonna do is just spread out one dimensional, give it a little more support that way. All right, sticky. Dimensionals are all sticky. Let's go ahead and add our tag. There it is, sending love. With the Stampin' Up Birds of a Feather stamp set. All right, guys, if you've got any questions about the project, the product, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. You can shop Stampin' Up 24/7 at marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching.